And up. Good night, good night, good night, good night, good night. I don't know, anybody join us yet? I am hoping that, others will join us soon. Ooh, to get this set. Good night, everyone. Good night, good night, good night. I don't know. I don't see anybody join us yet. Can anybody not join us? All right, I can live with 1 or 2 or 3 to join us on this live. We are going live. I don't know. That is something else, isn't it? This live thing, whatever it is. Hello, good night, good night. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. What a great presentation by Comrade Philip Paulwell today in the Parliament. Wow. The live don't start yet, so I can, comment on that. What a great presentation from Comrade Philip Paulwell today in the Parliament. What an inspiring presentation that was. It was quite good. I liked it. I loved it. So, let me send out big congratulations to Comrade Paulwell. Well done in that presentation. Well put together, well researched. It was amazing. It was good. It was amazing and it was good. Boo! I'm gonna put on my glasses. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hi. Good night, good morning, Chris Davis. Welcome from London. Never seen me. I'm not used to this thing. Michelle, I am waiting to see if others will join us. I just wanted to say what a great presentation Comrade Paulwell did today before we get moving on this live. Blessings, Auntie Karen. From who that now? Okay. Thank you. Hello too. Hello for all of you. Said it hello. Everybody who said it hello. Hello to everyone who said it hello. Alright? So, one big hello to everyone. Hello. I'm going to do the... for the London people, I'm doing the London wave. The British wave. I got it. Alright. What time is it? So last week, Tuesday, we started the first, and as I told you, in a series of lives that that I'm going to be doing, particularly talking to the PNP delegates about how to elect a leader and what their responsibilities are. I'm not going to go over last week things because we talk about what are bad decisions that the delegates made. We spoke about how you sold out the PNP to Mark Golding and Peter Bunting. We spoke about how you make the man them buy you. You sell your soul. You sell out Norman Manley Party. You sell out your children's birthright. And you sell out your right to be a PNP. So we spoke about all of that. And you know what? A lot of you call me. A lot of you text me. A lot of you WhatsApp me, message me, see me on the road, come on my yard. It just kept coming. The flood of, And some of you express regrets, as you have been doing for a while now, regretting what you did, regretting how you sold out Norman Manley Party to Mark Golding and him crew. Some of you went on and talk about that you didn't know. Many of you use that argument about you didn't know. And I don't know how you didn't know because we were telling you. But I hear you and I feel you. And I understand that. So now tonight we're going to talk about 3 things. First, we're going to talk about what happened after you sold Norman Manley Party to Peter Bunting and Mark Golding. What happened after that? And what role you played to what happened after that. And we will maybe be going back and forth a little bit about all the things that transpired then, all the things that transpired afterwards, and the things that happening now. So we might find ourselves engaging into some, back and front about that, back and forth about that. But after you sold out the party, after you sell the man them your vote, after you sold your soul, after you betray Norman Manley Party, after you proved how unpatriotic you are, after you proved how lacking in commitment and loyalty you are, after you did all of that, what happened next? What happened next was Mark Golding became the leader of the People's National Party because of what you did. And some people refer to him as leader number 1 and refer to Bunting as leader number 2. Because in very quick order, people realized that they did not only vote for Mark Golding, but they voted for Peter Bunting as well. And very quickly, people realized that Peter Bunting was the puppet master, the one who was pulling the strings. So those things happen in quick succession, very quick succession. And I want to talk about that first. Then we're going to talk about, we're not going to stay long. Then we're going to talk very briefly about all the things that happened since. And then where we are now. And I want you to stay with me. I want to share the live. Share it to every PNP delegate you know, because the whole of them griping. Some vex, some call, some text, some WhatsApp, some messenger, lots of them. So share it. Please reach out to every PNP delegate you know and pass it on to them. Because it's them me I talk to. And them know them me I talk to. Because I tell them say them me I talk to. I tell them say every time I come on, I them me I talk to. Why me I talk to them? Because Norman Manley started the People's National Party and made it about them. Norman Manley made it about you, the delegates. He set it up, and he set it up so you have the power. He set it up so you can make the decisions. So I only me talk to, because I only make the decision and I only have that ultimate power. That you sold for $15,000 and $20,000 and $5,000 to somewhere you sold it for. So we could talk about what happened after. So let's say for argument's sake, after you vote for Mark Golding and Mark Golding become leader, let's say for argument's sake, we're not vexed no more. Let's start from there. We're not vexed at when we elect Mark Golding. He can get elected no matter how bogus it was, and the thieving and the bogus group them, and the buying out and the selling out and the sabotage and the undermining of the party if we lose the election. Let us say we got past that. Let us say win and we got past that. What is supposed to happen after that? Let me tell you what's supposed to happen after that. After that, Mark Golding, who got elected, no matter how bogus it was, no matter how sell it and him buy it, no matter what undermining he did, no matter all of that, he got elected. And he is the PNP leader. What happened after that? History lesson for you. In 1992, the first race between PJ and Portia Simpson, well, the first real race in my political life, PJ Patterson against Portia Simpson Miller. The PNP for which at the time I was the national treasurer, met. And we had this everlasting meeting upstairs, the PNP office. Till hours of night, we were meeting, trying to decide who we're going to support. At the end of the night, maybe about 2 in the morning actually, we came to a decision that we're going to support Portia Simpson for leader over PJ Patterson. We came to that decision as an organization. That wasn't YO was YO. When I'm having a little riff-raff place where I don't know what that is. But this was when YO got together and made decision as an organization, made conscious decision, debates up into the late hours of the night as to how we arrive at these decisions. And so that night we met, trying to decide who we're going to support. At the end of that meeting, unanimously, everyone decided we are going to throw our support behind Comrade Portia Simpson Miller. We're going to go out and campaign for Portia. We're going to speak on behalf of Portia. We're going to walk with her. We're going to Portia, where I say, 1992. At that time, both the NWU and the women's movement endorsed and promoted and supported PJ Patterson. But the PNP was the only affiliate that supported Portia Simpson Miller. That night at that vote, there was only one dissent. One dissent. One person who said that, the person said, I'm going to abide by the decision of the YO, that we're going to go out and we're going to support Portia. I'm going to abide by that decision. I'm going to share the live. I want the PNP delegates to come in and hear this. I want to abide by that decision. And then the comrade said, yeah, I will abide by the decision, but I'm not supporting Comrade Portia Simpson Miller. I'm going to support Comrade PJ Patterson. And what happened? Everybody went out and we campaigned for Portia. Campaigned for Portia, supported Portia, build up Portia, walk with Portia, do everything with Portia. As an organization. Then PJ won. And after PJ won, we didn't support PJ. But after PJ won, PJ became party leader. The very first group of persons that PJ met with was the PNP-YO. In the conference room at the PNP headquarters, PJ sat down with the PNP-YO. And he didn't gloat. And he didn't beat him chest. And he didn't hate on us. And he didn't go out with no antics. He simply met with us and said to us, I'm the leader now. He never even mentioned, never ever remind us that we didn't support him. But the group that did not support him was the group that he met with first. The group that did not support PJ Patterson was the group that he met with first. Do you know why? The reason is that's how leaders are supposed to behave. Like winners. PJ won. Him nobody get hung up on those who didn't support him. Him start meet with those who didn't support him. Him started with that. Then after that, what did PJ do? Get Portia close to him. Pull close Portia people that supported her close to him and made everybody his people. Because he is the leader. And that's how leaders behave. So what happened after you elected Mark Golding? Mark Golding, remember I will say we accept it. Become the leader, him is the leader. What did he do after he became the leader? Let me tell you what he did. Mark Golding went out of his way to let everybody know that all those who did not support him are not with them. And him are not with them. Not a thing him not with nothing. If you didn't support him, he may not with you. So him not with you. That's the first thing him do. While PJ Patterson met those who did not support him. While PJ Patterson brought along Portia and her people who did not support him. Why? Because he recognized him as a leader and him as a winner. Mark Golding behaved like him lose. Yes. What did he do? Sideline those who didn't support him. Start talking it loudly and clearly that if you don't support him, him then are not with you. And he proceeded to sideline the most popular person in the People's National Party and in this country, Lisa Hanna, his opponent. So him sideline Lisa first, treating her bad, pushing her one side, him bloggers them out, they beating her left, right, and center, going on with all kind of things. Then him sideline one of the youngest and most vibrant voices in the People's National Party, Damian Crawford. So him sideline Lisa, him sideline Damian Crawford, and then him start raise a campaign against Philip Paulwell. Now, Lisa Hanna is by far the most popular person in the PNP. Lisa Hanna is one of our greatest assets. Just like our PJ recognized that Portia was one of our greatest assets, which is why PJ went out of his way to make sure Portia was okay and brought on her supporters and brought in Portia to make sure Portia beside him every step of the way. It was like a marriage between those two after that 92 internal elections. But not Mark Golding. No, sir. Bakramasa Mark Golding goes so boom. And that's for Lisa Anna. Bakramasa Lisa Anna goes, Mark Golding goes so boom. And that's for Damian Crawford. And what did he do again? That's a Raymond Price. A Raymond Price dared to run for General Secretary of the party after him didn't support him. And because Raymond didn't support him, Mark Golding believed that Raymond didn't have no reason, no business running for General Secretary because he never support Mark Golding. Mark Golding made that very clear as the winning leader. Then Paulwell had the audacity to want to run for chairman of the party. And I personally said to Mark Golding, don't be afraid of Paulwell. Let us look. Lisa Anna is the most popular politician in the party and probably in Jamaica. Articulate, bright, and beautiful. She don't like to play up on the beauty part because she wants to make sure people recognize that she's not only beautiful, but she's smart. And you know, and know how to do her thing. Then there is Damian Crawford, bright like a morning star. You know, when it comes to putting words and going out there and talk for PNP, him know what him do. Then there's Raymond Price, articulate, bright young fellow. Him sideline them. Don't want them near him because they never support him. Then there is Philip Paulwell. I don't want Philip Paulwell to be chairman because Philip never support him. That was his argument. He never support me. He never support me. Philip never support me. Philip support Lisa. And because Philip support Lisa, him not have no right nor no business to run as party chairman. And this is what leaders supposed to recognize. You cannot throw away the people in your organization that makes the organization grow, that makes the organization shine, all because they didn't support in your quest to be leader. Once you become the leader of the organization, you have to keep those people with you. Because if you continue to beat them down, they're going to leave you. And when them leave you, the ones who leave are going to be demotivated and frustrated. And what happened? The organization will die. It will die. And that is what Mark Golding did. Push away the people who were there to help build the organization instead of keeping them close to him. I want to get the PNP delegates on the live for me now. I want to get them on the live. Then, him did all of that. And he didn't recognize. He did not recognize the value of a Lisa Anna, the value of a Damian Crawford, the value of a Raymond Price. He did not recognize those values. And then, the new leader that uno elect, that uno sell uno vote to, that uno sell uno soul to, that will sell out Norman Man the party to, the leader that uno elect because uno sell uno vote, the leader that uno take money from, that bought the PNP, that leader. Look at somebody like a Philip Paulwell. Now, Philip Paulwell is a unique brethren in the PNP. And I mean that in a good way. Unique. Him having problems politically like every other politician. But Philip Paulwell enjoys something that nobody else in the PNP enjoys. Not one other person enjoys what he enjoys. He enjoys a wide cross-section of affection and love and camaraderie and comradeship and brethrenship and sistership that nobody else in the PNP enjoys. Philip Paulwell enjoys that. Philip Paulwell can talk to anybody in any parish, anywhere, anytime. And everybody will tell you, Paulwell, him cool man. Yeah man, once you get to know Paulwell, cool man. So Mark Golding, who you sell your vote to, Mark Golding, who bought the PNP for how much $1 million, Uno selling a vote to him, uno elect him, and him sideline the man who can help him to bring the thing together. And him no want the man around him, can never support him. Because uno elected him. So that's what uno do. That is the result of what uno do. Uno elect a leader who we told uno can't unite the party, can't bring nobody together, and can't lead nothing. Uno elect him, and this is what he did. Uno need to know what uno do. Uno PNP delegate, uno need to know what uno did. Uno share the life to the PNP delegates who want them to come and hear it. Pass it on to any delegate you know. Uno selling a vote. And then after uno selling a vote, what uno do? Uno have Mark Golding sidelining people. Don't know how to bring the party together. Don't know how to unite factions. Don't have a clue how to bring people together. Instead of bringing people together, I mean they are tearing things apart by talking about who him no want. Who him no want sit down behind him. Him no want Natalie Nita behind him in a parliament. Him no want Philip Powell as chairman. Him no want Raymond as general secretary. All because they did not support him. Not because they're not qualified. Not because they don't have the political oomph to do it. But because they did not support him. That's the only reason why I never want them around him. So here we go. One after the other. Him sidelining people. Because that's who on the elect. Remember, you know, we talk about how PJ brought the thing together in 92, you know. PJ brought the thing together in quick order, you know. Quick order. Met with the PNPYO who did not support him. Not one of us did not support him. Met with them first. Secondly, bring in Portia. Kept Portia close to him. Bring in Portia people them. Make sure everybody happy. Keep everybody close and give everybody something to do. Unite the PNP. And what happened? PJ is the longest serving prime minister in the land. Because he brought the party together in a unified way. Because he never watch who never support him. He never watch that. He might watch what he need to do, what he need to achieve, because he know that political parties exist for state power, for the sole purpose of gaining state power. So PJ did that. Mark Golding can't. Don't know how. Don't know how. And who elect him to get that done? He couldn't do it. Can't do it. So what happened next? He went on a rampage. Told people, sideline people, don't want nobody else in that party. If you never support him, you know why you're there. So that is what him do. And only elected him to do it. So they can't call nobody. I only elect him to do it, you know. Okay. Alright. Let us assume now, and let us pretend now, that all of that happened and we have put it behind me. So that's step one. Step one, that's step two. Step one, him get elected, on the sell on the votes, him buy it out, him get elected. Step two, him failed to unite the factions the moment he became leader. Instead, he spent a good chunk of his time spreading the division and widening the division. Because if you never support him, him no wire in a him orbit. PJ Patterson recruited Philip Powell to the PNP. And Philip Powell was a palace guard for PJ Patterson. When PJ left, everybody in this country knows that Philip Powell became chief palace guard for Portia Simpson Miller. And when Portia left, he became chief palace guard for Peter Phillips. What that tell you? That tells you that Philip Powell is a party man. That tells you that he can transcend his own personal feelings and ambitions to serve the leader at the time. And we tell Mark Golding that. We said, don't worry about Philip Powell. If Philip Powell is your chairman, you can use him to achieve the things that you need to achieve. If Philip Powell is your chairman, he can help you to bring the forces together and unite the party. If Philip Powell is your chairman, you will have access to all the people who did not support you. Philip Powell is the one to bring those people together for you. But no, Mr. Chaka Chaka decided that him no need Philip Powell because Philip Powell not Chaka Chaka. Philip Powell refined. And he decided him no need him. So him want the witch to be him chairman. So that is what happened. Philip Paul became chairman, and they still didn't bring the party together. Because they were in there fighting the people who them don't believe should be in there, because those people did not support them. PNP people, you know. Damian Crawford, Lisa Anna, Raymond Price, Philip Paulwell, with the young lady from Ohio, Crystal Tomlinson. All of them people who them believe don't support them, don't belong in the PNP with them lead. And that's what UNO elect. UNO PNP delegates. That is what UNO elected. A leader who don't know how to bring forces together. A leader who divides and not unite. That's what UNO elect. You don't lick yourself. That's what UNO did. Elect a leader who don't know how to bring the forces together for the good of the party. Because UNO wasn't thinking about the party. UNO did not think about UNO look at dollars now in the pocket. What do share with nobody. But the PNP voters, them don't know, so they get it, but they want to know. That was no concern. No concern was not the bigger picture of the People's National Party. And that is what happened right there, so. So that's part 3. Part 1, make a recap. Part 1, only elect him. Selling a vote, selling a soul, selling a pitting them birthright, sell out Norman Manley Party, but you know licky yourself. That's part 1. Part 2, him can't unite the party. Him can't bring forces together. And that UNO elect. Him can't do none of that. And what happened? What happened? The party suffers for that. The party suffers because he's unable to do it. So the party suffers. Next section. Easy script. Go right over into it. Him are the leader. UNO elect him. Run things. Or was he? Was he running things? Or was it Bunting who was running things? Because when you elect Mark, you inadvertently elected Bunting. And you don't know. You don't know what you did. You just don't know what you did. Yeah? You elect him, you elect Bunting. And what happened? The whole thing start fall apart. I'm going to be very frank this time. Because tonight, I'm going to call up name, I'm going to bust up liberty, and I'm not afraid of nobody. So, to get on the ass ready for that. Because I'm going to bust up some liberty, I'm going to call up some name. Because names have to call. Truth, comrade. Truth is rarely pure. It's not always pure truth. And, but truth, always simple. It's always simple because you don't have to explain it because it is truth. So we'll call up some name. And what we end up with Mark Golding as leader, can't bring the party together, dividing people, throwing out people, sidelining people, who never support him can't be here because you never support him. So all of that now. So what did that take us to? That take us to now him promoting people who are not PNP. Promoting people who are inherently labor rights. Yes. So I could look at it. Him no want the authentic PNP that around because they never support him. But yet, him promoting other people who no support the party. And let's call some, as I said, I call name, who Bex, who want, you know, whatever. Bex if you don't want Bex, not care. Look at this fella named Lawrence Rowe. Yeah, I'm giving you some time to go call him and tag him and him friend him. Fella named Lawrence Rowe from down at Central Kingston. One of the most disruptive forces in a Central Kingston. When Mr. cause problem in a Central Kingston, this brother is it. And him is now Angela main bag man. Him and the PNP mattress. The two of them are Angela bag people them there. And them the people that Angela have round her and go to road for try to talk to people. I will soon get to all of that. We'll soon get to the fun part. Lawrence Rowe claims I'm a PNP. PNP delegate. They're on all kind of things. and stuff. Lawrence Rowe have already admitted to several people that he voted the last election in 2020. He voted. He marked his ex as a citizen of this country and the right to do. He voted. But him didn't vote for Imani. Him said, I voted. But I didn't vote for Imani. You know, like them big girl, because you know I'm a big girl. I voted, but I didn't vote for Imani. Now, if you check, Imani was a PNP candidate, and the guy Williams was a JLP candidate. There was no third-party candidate. There wasn't an independent candidate. There wasn't a Green Party candidate. There wasn't no UIC candidate. There was no NDM candidate. There were two candidates in Central Kingston. The PNP candidate, Imani Duncan Price. The JLP candidate, one Mr. Williams, who is the brother of the current mayor of Kingston. So you have to ask yourself, if he never voted for Imani, but he voted, who did Lawrence voted for? Can anybody answer that question? It's a simple quiz. There was no independent candidate. Just the PNP candidate, Imani Duncan Price, and the JLP candidate, Mr. Williams. Who did Lawrence voted for? Lawrence voted JLP. And him the high talk. Him say it all the time. I didn't vote for Imani. I didn't vote for Imani. I didn't vote for Imani. No. I voted, but I didn't vote for Imani. I voted. Oh yes, I voted. But I didn't vote for Imani. He voted for Mr. Williams. And what was his reward for voting for Mr. Williams? His reward was being Angela's bagman now. His reward is being a member of the PNP, NEC and executive. Man vote Labour, right? And I'm a chief bagman for Angela Brownburg, the chairman of the People's National Party. And he sits on the People's National Party executive. And that UNO delegate did. UNO voted and sell out and vote to my Golden and Peter Bunting. And look how they end up with. Man will vote JLP, sit down on PNP executive and PNP NEC member. And I walk on with the PNP chairman as our bagman. At least the PNP mattress is a PNP girl. But him voted JLP. And him sit on the PNP executive and the PNP NEC. Flaunting. I didn't vote for Imani. And him say it openly. Somebody tell me he's on tape saying it. Admitting it. That he did not vote for Imani. Because it's not a big deal. Yes, it's not a big deal. Him cannot vote for Imani, who Mark Golden and Peter Bunting may not with because she supported Lisa Anna. So, it's all right with them. It is okay with them that he did not vote for Imani. It's fine. Him can live with that. The party leader that UNO elected. Him can live with that. Pan him executive. And yet he must sideline Damian Crawford. He must sideline Raymond Price. He must sideline Iman. He must sideline Crystal. He must sideline Lisa. He must sideline Paul Well. But him have a man who voted JLP sitting on the party executive. And him not just sit there. Him hold big position. As far as I know. Because then the man they are criminal and thief long time. Now do not like so over money there when can mingle him and do all kind of crap. Lawrence Rowe voted JLP and sit on the PNP executive. That could only have happened because of what all of you did. That could only have transpired because of what you did. You want to tag the PNP delegate them and tell them what them do. We want them know what them do. That is what we do. That's the man elected to be leader of the PNP. Can bring the thing together. Can unite the party. Sideline the people them who can help the party. Sideline the people them who have chutzpah, gravitas and recognition and all the things them that the Jamaican people looking for. And sideline them because they never support you. If they never support you, then the business of your party. And that's the argument that Mark Jefferson Golden have up with Peter Bunting. And on a delegate, a uno cause it, a phone fault. Yeah? But you can't escape it. A phone fault. So all I know is see me on road and I text me and I WhatsApp me and I call me and I messenger me or me call on prostitute and whores. Yes! Not prostitute and whores, no sell out on a body, sell out on a mind, sell out on a soul. On sell every part of uno. For Mark Golden do now money and Peter Bunting. So they don't argument with me. About nothing. But me and our friends still. Appreciate the phone calls and appreciate that. So that's what happened. And now we have this leader who can bring the party together and promoting labor rights, people who vote labor rights to the party executive and sidelining real, authentic PNP. On a vote for a leader who has absolutely zero friends in the region. Zero friends in the region. PNP being in opposition now, if Portia Simpson Miller was our leader, if PJ Patterson was our leader, if Peter Phillips was our leader today, and we are in opposition, what are you talking about, man? Mr. Biden would be talking to them. Kamala Harris would be talking to them. Me and Matley would be down here on a daily, weekly basis. I look for them for a conversation with them about things. When somebody talk to the leader who elect, who say talk to the leader who elect? Who talking to him? Who never see him with a leader or a prime minister in the region? Who see nobody? Who see Ralph Gonzalez? Who see Mia Matley? Who see Timothy Harris? Who see anybody in a CARICOM? I talk to the leader that who elect? Who see nobody look at them, count him? Them care about him? Them in awe about him? There was a time when leaders in the Caribbean in awe of our leaders, PNP leaders. Leaders in the Caribbean used to be in awe of them. When them come down yesterday, they look up in the Portia face like them look upon Jesus. Them look up my PJ like them look upon Moses. When them with Peter Phillips, them feel like them bright. Because them with Peter Phillips. When them hang out with Lisa, them feel pretty. When them hang out with Damien, them feel like them know everything. When them hang out with Raymond, oh gee, that you remember him. When them hang out with Raymond, everybody feel like them went to Harvard. You see nobody hang out with phone leader? Eh? When you see nobody hang out with the leader that uno elect, him not cutting it. That's a leader uno elect. And him not cutting it. Him not cutting it, him can't cut it, him will never cut it. And that's what uno did. That's a leader uno elected for the PNP. Can't get no traction. So let's move on to where we're at now. There's a fun part. Because we go through all of that. I remember, we start out with the assumption that we accept that he won. We accept it. He won. Him is leader. We could even go as far as saying, all right, him win fair and square. We could even say there was no bogus groups. We could say they never buy it. Or they never sell it. We could say him win fair and square. What does a leader do after you win? What do you do after you win? You bring the forces together. You reach out. You look for the best and the brightest among us. And you bring them on board. You look for those with different skills. And you utilize those skills for the benefit of your party that you now lead. As a leader, you would think that that is what you want to do. You want to bring those who knows how to talk. Bring those who knows how to go get international people to recognize and be chummy with us. You want to bring those who are bright and in the know. And you want to push them up and you want to set them up and you want to say, these are the best among us. We're going to utilize them for the benefit of the People's National Party, which you now lead. Isn't that what you want to do when you become a leader for an organization? You become the leader of the CEO of Facebook or Amazon or one of them, and you become the leader. What are you going to do? You're going to bring in the biggest, the brightest among you. You're going to bring out the people who have it. Those people, you want the pretty people. You want the bright people. You want the people who can talk, the people who got attitude. You want all of them. And you're going to hug them up and you bring them. And you're going to make sure them stay with you. Because those are the people who are the pillars of your organizational strength. Those are the people who gives your party gravitas. Those are the people who are going to help you as the leader to ascend. Those are the people who are going to be out there talking to the people on the ground, in the constituency, the farmers, the social workers, the nurses, the doctors, the Indian, the chiefs. Those are the people that you want, and you're going to bring them in. But no, the leader went about and surrounded himself with a ragtag group of people. Angela Brown Burke, Peter Bunting, who is the evilest man on the face of the earth. And one of these days we're going to talk about that man evil. Lawrence Rowe, who did not vote for the PNP candidate. He voted for the JLP candidate. And then they put him on executive and NEC. Ragtag. A leader who will listen and act. A good leader want to hear everybody. A good leader want to hear ideas from everybody. And then him sift through it and pick the best ones. But if you don't have the good people around you with the good ideas, Trump did say, my God, I had the best people. No, he certainly did. If you don't have the best people around you to give you the best ideas from which you can select best ideas and move forward as a leader and build the movement that you lead, what will happen? It's going to fall apart because you don't have that. What you have is a ragtag group of people who you have to constantly pay money just to stay there. Them not committed to nothing. Them not have no commitment. Them not have no loyalty. Them not have no patriotism. Them not love PNP and them not have no love for country. And it's them you have around you. Those are the people you have promoting around you. Saying that these are your people. By the way, Mark not really have no people. Or Peter Bunting people them. Come Mark not have no people. Peter Bunting people them. Who him bribe and pay off and keep paying to keep them there. Because without that, they're not going to stay. And them daddy are eat the food and not doing nothing to help the movement. Nothing. But we should cut them some slack. Because not that them not doing anything per se. It's more like them don't know what to do. It's more like them can't do nothing. That is what it's more like. You know? So them daddy pretending that them can do something, and the big party chairman walking around with a thief, and a young woman who lay herself careless to every man that say, beg, you know. Him they've never finished the sentence, him just beg. And she say, and those are the people that the party chairman walking around with. And the party leader sideline the best among us in order to have a little ragtag crew around him and then him pretend to be the party leader for the People's National Party. And all the delegates are the one. I want to vote for him. I want to sell him a vote and a birthright and a Norman Manley Party. We sold it to him. And this is what we have left. And this is where we are now. Here's where we are now. Last week, the resistance team, a team of people from the PNP resistance, went on the road. We went on the road to, as I told you last week, talk to PNP people. Find out what's going on with them. Talk with them, how them feel about things, how them feel about the country, how them feel about labor rights, how them feel about PNP, how them feel about the PNP leader, what's happening in their own life. Because if Mark Golding don't know, and Angela Brownberg don't know, and Peter Bunting certainly don't know, and Lawrence Rowe and the PNP mattress and all of those around them, they don't know. Let me tell you no. Because you don't know. And that you're supposed to do. Talk to PNP people. Yes! You're supposed to talk to PNP people, ask them what go on with them, but you do not care. You have no love for people in your heart. You have no love for the body, but you no self. You no love no people, you no love no country, you no love no party. You no love yourself and what, and you be a part of the party because of what it can help you to achieve personally. You don't have the commitment to nothing. You don't have the patriotism. You don't have the courage. None of that you don't have. And here or not, having the party look like a ragtag group of people. So we go on the road. A resistance team went on the road. And we venture into the great, beautiful, wonderful parish of Westmoreland. And we arrived in Westmoreland. On our way to Westmoreland, we stop a little bit in Goshen, in St. Elizabeth, and talk to some comrades. We're not highlighting that because we are going back to St. Elizabeth. St. Elizabeth wasn't our stop, but we stopped because some comrades say, "We can't pass way," and not stop. So we stop with some comrades, real authentic PNP them, and we talk with them. And I'm not going to divulge everything that I learned on the road. Can't. Can't. But I'm going to tell you some things that you need to know. Because I'm a PNP. I'm a PNP to my bone. Nobody can stop me from being a PNP. Me, a PNP. And when I go road to talk to PNP people talk to me. No matter who them would support. No matter who think them should hide. And those who I thought would hide wasn't hiding. They were calling me and said, "Which way do you go? Come across the cell, I said, you go up and where you go? Tell me where you go Owens now. Calling you." So we stop at Goshen. We talk to some PNP people. We hear what they have to say. And believe you me, they do have a lot of things to say. And I've always known that there isn't a more committed and brighter set of people in this country than the PNP people at work on the ground. None. None compared to them. When we sat down and we listened to them for a good 40 minutes. Talk with them. Then we went through Sav. Almost yarn up. We stopped round at the shrimp place. Hi Zella. Told you I would heal you up. It's Comrade Zella. She sells shrimp. And we didn't stop really to buy shrimp, you know. We just stopped to talk to Zella. Zella alone, one single PNP vote. We just stopped to talk to her. Of course, you can't just talk to her and don't spend her money. Support our shrimp business, so we buy shrimp. And boy, Zella had a mouthful to say. A mouthful. Yeah, PNP people attack. Then we mosey on over. And we went down. And we stopped in Savlamar. Hail up a bit of brethren at the gas station. Talk to a few people at Savlamar while we stop some people and talk with them and hear what them have to say and hold a conversation with them. Then we went on down to Little Bay. And Little Bay is a community filled with fishermen, bright young people. People went away and come back and build them houses. Small business people. And if you take a good look around Little Bay, as we did, and walk, go around a little bit further than the front, and walk, come back up, and just observe. Don't say nothing. Just walk and look and observe. You will notice something about Little Bay. Little Bay is not only people when them calling squatters. But there's a fishing village. There's a beautiful Caribbean sea looking at them. There's a sun. When it's settling, it comes straight and Little Bay. Little Bay is kind of a magical place. It is. You can feel it without being there long. I would talk to PNP people. Some of you saw the live we did. So here are these people who claim that them own the land that the people them live on, but them don't have no title for the land. So them not really own the land. The same thieving business where some rich people, where some politicians gave them poor people land, and them walk around and say, I feed them land, but them not have nothing to prove, say, I feed them land, but I feed them land. So the Little Bay citizens was standing up to them, block the road, bulldozer couldn't come in. I want to hail up Jess. Jess Beach, hail up Jess. And them come for bulldoze the people them house. And the people them stood firm and tell them, say, in order to bulldoze my house, you'll have to bulldoze me first. I am so glad and grateful that we were there in Little Bay that day, that went there. When the whole excitement died, we waited until the excitement died because we didn't want to do and talk to people in the middle of the excitement. We waited a bit. And then we proceeded to talk to the citizens. We did so on the live, and then we did so afterwards. And here we were, on the live, talking to Little Bay citizens. And Little Bay is a community that votes 85% PNP. Let me repeat that for you. Little Bay is a community that votes 85% PNP. I'm going to check it and average it. Well, me couldn't do it. That's somebody else do it. But brighter people than me who know for average things. Me don't really know for average things. The bright people, them check it and average it for me. Decades of voting, them averaging 85% for PNP. Because this is the highlight of the day. You know, so I'm walking you through this. And here we were talking to people from Little Bay. PNP people. And we had the microphone and we had the live. And two guys. Two men that live. One is a Rasta and the other is a bald. And them live in Little Bay. And one of them say, ask him how long him live there. Him say, well, his grandmother is 90-something years old and she born there. So let's add, say, she born there when her mother was 20. So you're looking at people living on land that are theirs for nearly 200 years or maybe more. And now some fool covered car with a fame land and yet him now have nothing for proof a fame land, but a fame land. And him have the audacity to come with bulldozer and nobody to stand up for poor people. Poor PNP people in a PNP area. Nobody to stand up for them. Because we can McNeil lost and him not even interested in the seat and him gone about him business. For him prerogative. Ian Hales want the seat. And let me tell you, Ian Hales is a brother that I like. Truly, I like Ian Hales. I like Ian Hales because him plain and tell it to you straight. Now go in the corner with you. Very, very upfront guy. So I've always liked Ian Hales. Not my friend, but I like Ian Hales. So him want the seat, but him not come down to come talk to the people him either. So we come gone. Hales want the seat, him not come talk to nobody. And then the good Lord opened the heavens and spoke. The man on the live, a PNP man who has been voting since him can vote. And him a PNP. Same one Mark Golding for come down and come talk to them. We didn't ask him that yet. Him say, no, we asked him, have you contacted Mark Golding? And the man said, yeah, we asked him. And the man said, he went on the website. I know you're watching. He went on the website and tried to get in touch with Mark Golding, the PNP leader in our PNP area. PNP people in a PNP area trying to get in touch with the PNP leader. I'm going to repeat that for you. PNP area, 85% PNP voter turnout and votes. And the PNP people them say, them went on the PNP website trying to send a message to the PNP leader saying what them want to talk to him. Now let me revert. Let me back up a little bit. I remember. Lawrence Rowe voted JLP, sit on the PNP executive, sit on the PNP NEC. The PNP leader been called by PNP people. Them shout him out on the live. Come check them. Now you can see on the faces of the people that in their minds, he maybe can't do nothing about it. But God, what a joy it would have been to see the PNP leader or somebody from the PNP leadership come down there, come all a chat with we, how we are PNP, I will vote PNP. What a joy that would have been for some PNP people had that happened. So when they were requesting it, it wasn't that they believed that he could do something. It was more that they wanted him to come show them some love. That's all. There's nothing else. They just want some love from the PNP leader whom, if an election called tomorrow, them not go vote for him. So them give him a shout out on the live. Tell him so them want him to come talk to them. Couple hours later, he heard about the shout out. And the PNP leader, who uno wicked delegate elected, responded. The PNP leader responded to the PNP people who give him a shout out and said him to come check them. Yo, man, come check with them. You a link, man. Come down here, man. Come talk to it. Them know him can't do nothing about the land. They know him can't do nothing about the land. I can see it in their faces. I can hear it in their voices. It's not anything they want him to do in particular. Them just want some love. A little link. Cause them a PNP. Them want the bragging rights. To say that we did down here a war with the man them about with land. And guess who come check we? We leader. The bragging rights them want. You know what the PNP leader did? The PNP leader said, I need water. Them a shout out the PNP leader. For the PNP leader come check them. The PNP leader say, him now come, him a send Andrew Holness. Him now go. But him a go send Andrew Holness, the Prime Minister of the country and the leader of the JLP. Let me repeat that. The PNP leader hear the cry of his PNP people, asking him to come give them a link, come talk to them, come jam with them, come eat a fish, drink a beer, smoke a spliff. And the PNP leader send Andrew Holness. Now, wanna tell me, seriously, wanna say the PNP leader is a labor right? Seriously, wanna say the PNP leader is a damn labor right? Is a plant, is a Manchurian candidate. You know, say the PNP leader lick him head. The leader that uno elect. People are calling him and the man said Andrew Holness. Few people that call him and him said Andrew Holness. And uno voted for him. And uno talk about we mash up PNP. And uno talk about if we come together. And uno talk about unity. What do you take people for idiot? The PNP leader, here is PNP people calling him and him send the JLP leader. Him send the JLP leader. Forgot to talk to film people them. The same PNP leader that Uno elect, the same PNP leader that sidelined the best and the brightest among us in our ranks, in our party, the same PNP leader which continue to divide the party and not unite it, the same PNP leader who promote a man who vote for a JLP candidate over a PNP candidate, and the PNP candidate is no ordinary PNP candidate, the PNP candidate DK Duncan data, and him boast about it day and night, and the PNP leader promote him. The same PNP leader will hearing people that call him and send the JLP leader. Can we reasonably assume that the PNP leader is a Labourite? Come on. That would be a reasonable assumption. Wouldn't it be a reasonable assumption to say that the PNP leader must be a damn Labourite or a plant? Or he was sent there, maybe Bobby Montague knew something we don't know? Maybe. Wouldn't that be something to assume? No, I'm not being flippant and disrespectful. But seriously, I'm not being disrespectful to Mark Golding. But your people call you and you send the JLP leader. What am I supposed to assume from you, Mr. Golding? Mr. Golding. What am I to assume from you if your people call you and you send the JLP leader? Huh? That's the leader unelected. So we went, and we were a little bit for quite a while. Because we decided that we want to talk to as many as possible, young and old. And we did talk. The haves, the have-nots, the ones who never had at all. And I inquired of them a couple of things. I inquired of the strong PNP area a couple of things. I asked them this. And I asked the people who are more involved, who have more information, who seek more information, who like to be in the know. I asked them, not the ones who are sometime in the know, but the ones who are always in the know. I asked them. All right, so if Mark Golding no come, who else no want come? If Mark Golding can't come, who else no want to come? You know? When do I want the vice president them to come? Or two of the vice president them to come? And the PNP people who in the know and vote PNP all the time responded that who are the vice president them? PNP people are asked who's the vice president of the PNP. And these are PNP people. And they don't know who the vice presidents of the PNP are. The vice presidents them were Uno delegates elect Mark so that him could propel them to be vice president. Nobody knows who they are. Nobody. Not a single soul down in Little Bay, a PNP stronghold, knows who the vice president are. My God, Ian Hills want the seat, and them don't know say him a vice president. Them don't know say Ian Hills a vice president to get him on the seat. Yeah, man. Then I asked them, all right, do not prefer the chairman of the party come? And one person, one single solitary person says, oh, Mr. Palwell. Yeah, man, Mr. Palwell can come. But I hear to bust in the bubble, I say, Mr. Palwell not the chairman anymore. I said, no, man, Mr. Palwell chairman now. Mr. Palwell left that long time, resigned, man. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Him and the boy, they did resign. When boy the name again? When name again? The Rastaman and Peter Phillips' son. What did resign? Right on the money. Yes, they did. So nobody don't know who the PNP vice presidents are, and nobody don't know who the PNP chairman is. And this a PNP area. Nobody don't know them. I didn't want to confuse them by telling them that the PNP chairman down there practically every damn day campaigning, looking votes because she a run for leader. But me nobody want confuse the comrades. Because them go through them little thing. So me nobody tell them that. But as God is my witness, I'm going to make them know what you're doing, Angela Brownbrook, and who you are, and what you are, because you don't represent them. I'm going to make them know that you don't represent them. You down a Westmoreland and run up and down. You are the PNP mattress and the criminal who voted for JLP. And the PNP people them no know say you are the PNP chairman. Because you not talk to them. You're interested in them. You're interested in the licky delegates them who you promise stuff if them line up behind you to be the next party leader. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. You have to go jump on your broom and fly. That's not what happen. The PNP people them in Westmoreland and Lookaby don't know who the vice presidents of the PNP are. And this is not a mixed area. Not a, by far it is not. You're a Liberates only, Liberates everywhere. The PNP area. And them don't know who the vice presidents are. Them don't know who the party chairman is. And gonna cock up on yourself and talk about we for unite, you know. And we a mash up party. Yes, only look on head. And we are keep it. What we are do and what uno should do. When we go out, they go do. And what uno should out there and do. Talk to a young fellow. Not me. Princess was having a long conversation with a young fellow. Same place down a little bit. My princess now one heated discussion. Very healthy and heated discussions. About education and the role it plays in development. And him and Princess was going toe to toe. And his idol is Damian Crawford. And we promised him that we're going to arrange for Crawford come down one day for them. We're not talk to Damian about that yet because we're not done with little tours yet. We stayed in Liquor Bay for a while because it's tranquil and it's nice. There is a little bit of good news in all of that down a little bit for Mark Golding. Even though him send the Prime Minister to talk to him people them. There's a little bit of good news in it for you, Marky G. The Rasta man them say, them like you. Like how you talk. Look like you smoke weed. The Rasta man them say, them like you, Marky G. Them like how you talk and look like you burn weed and stuff. And I tell them, yes, you're a man who like to talk, the Rasta talk and burn weed every now and then. And I tell them that. And throughout our 2 to 3 days, 2.5 days down there, we spoke to about 14 Rasta man. All of whom say them like you, Marky G. The Rasta man them like you. And you talk like a Rasta. And you burn weed. Now that's good news for you. The bad news in all of that, however, is must about 2 of them alone vote. The rest of them say them burn that. Them not vote. But don't lose heart. Because guess what? Michael Manley got the Rastas to vote for him. So maybe you can do a thing. Maybe if you don't send Andrew Holness to talk to them, you can go link the rest of them and talk with them. I'm not talking about we mash up PNP. One should be proud of the PNP resistance. One should be glad for the PNP resistance. We'll move on from Little Bay. Went down to Little London. Spent a little time down Little London. Then we went on to Sheffield. Hang out at Sheffield a little bit. Big up Comrade Nicky. Comrade Nicky Garden. Big up yourself, Nicky. The jerk pork was great. I look a Rasta man down the road. Give us some coconut and banana. We thought we were getting them free until him said, well, if we give something. You know? And him have an ID. Don't know if I'm going to vote. But yes. Yeah, man. Mark, yeah, man. Them man look like them bun weed, you know. There you go again, the weed thing. There's some, I think them onto something, Marky G. I think them onto something. And we left Sheffield. And we went up into PNP territory. I don't think I'm doing this in terms of sequence and days. I don't know if I am, but maybe, the other people can correct me. Them the live. And we went up to Darlistan. Now, Darlistan is one of the quaintest, nicest town there is. My first foray into Darlistan was during the by-election for Luther Buchanan seat. No, my first foray into Darlistan was when PJ was retiring and we were working for Norman Buchanan to get the seat. And after that, we were there for Luther, and then we were there for Delancey. So I was in all of those. And Darlistan was, just the quaintest, nicest place there is. And we roll into Darlistan in pouring rain. And we were not going to be deterred. We're not leaving Westmoreland that evening without going into Darlistan, Stewie, New Road, New Market. We weren't leaving until we visit those places. So we did. And we met the strangest. I want to tell you something. Westmoreland have a whole heap of young people. I've never seen so much young people in one place before. Ever. We're talking about young people. Westmoreland full of young people. And you know what happened with those young people? They're willing to talk to you. That was the shock of my life. Going in, briefing the team, deciding how we're going to approach things, we came to the conclusion that, you see the young people them now, let's go. And we decided on a particular strategy. We're not sharing that with the young people. And if that don't work, you wish them well and tell them to get an education and move on. But were we surprised? More young people spoke to us than... We spoke to more under 30 people. I spoke to more under 30 persons that I've ever spoken to in my entire life. All of us spoke to more under 30 people than we have ever spoken to in our entire political life. Young people like sugar. Sweet, nice, bright, healthy, engaged, want to be engaged. The young people them were amazing. And I want to big up Akeem and Neil, Johnson. Big it up. New Road, Stewie, Darlistan. I spoke to a young fellow by the name of Akeem. Farmer. Akeem is 30 years old. Farmer. From the first day he planted that crop of tomato and hot pepper and sweet pepper and made a big money from it, Akeem said the bug bit him. And he knew then and there that he wants to be a farmer. So he is a farmer. So him farm sweet pepper, hot pepper, cabbage, tomato. And him say him farm some of that green thing too. And Akeem tell us, Akeem stand up out of the rain, a shelter. And I go there and introduce myself and hug him up and ask him what I'm doing. And Akeem is a youngster in PJ constituency that Luther Buchanan lose. PJ constituency that Luther Buchanan lose. Akeem is from there. And I asked Akeem the same first question. Well, not that was the first question, but the same set of questions that I asked most of the young people that I spoke with and met. And I said to Akeem, tell me, Akeem, you say you didn't vote. And you tell me why. I understand that. Because he told me why he didn't vote. Not when he disclosed that. But tell me, Akeem, give me your view. Why do you think that Luther Buchanan lost PJ seat? Tell me, Akeem. I'm going to tag some Westmoreland people there for me. Tag Luther Buchanan and him crew for me. I asked Akeem the question because I asked a lot of young people the same question in the constituency. Depends on where we are or who we're talking to or where they are from. So I said to Akeem, why do you think Luther Buchanan lose PJ seat? And him lose by a small number, which is the worst thing in life. I bet he didn't lose by 1,000. But to lose by 1 or 5 or 10 is heart-rending. It is. So I said, Akeem, why Luther Buchanan lost? And of everybody that answered that question for me that day, Akeem had the most profound answer. His simple answer. I told you, the truth is rarely pure, but it's simple. Akeem just stand up there. I said, Akeem, why do you think Luther lost? And Akeem was the prime minister. Because him stop represent people. You get it? Because him stop represent people. That is what the youngster say. Why him lost? Him stop represent people, so him lose. Simple as A, B, C. Who was Luther Buchanan represent? No, him never represent nobody. Him be busy selling out Danny Buck and Noel Monteith legacy to Peter Bunting and Mark Golding. Him busy selling out the legacy of the Monteith and Buchanan family in both St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland. Selling it out to big money whores like Peter Bunting, evil Peter Bunting. Luther Buchanan busy to do that and wasn't representing the people of Eastern Westmoreland after PJ left a healthy constituency give him. And Akeem said because him stopped representing people. I was tempted to tell Akeem that you're not only right, but he made busy to sell out the legacy of his foreparents to them man there. Cloud the young people's mind. But Akeem nailed it. He nailed it. Him stop represent people. And believe me, most of the young people say, but not in so many words. Not in those words. That is what they said. Them stop represent people. Them don't represent them. The next day, when we roll into Westmoreland, we roll into Savlamar, we stop at the gas station. And we let the universe lead the process. Because Mr. Holness was about to come and him did a break ground for him police station up a Little London, and the people them from Little Bay organize themselves to go down there for make representation to him, and we want to reach up there. But we stop at the gas station to get gas, buy a bun and cheese, drink water. Me I drink my tea, them I drink water. And an amazing thing happened. An amazing thing. I stood there with the attendant and I look at youth ride up with him bike. And him say, put $400 gas in it. And I say, is this your bike? And him say, yes. Now I went up to him and I say, you know, it's one thing I'm enjoying about Westmoreland since I've been here. And him say, what? I say, they're handsome young men. But you're the most handsome of them all. It wasn't any jive. He was. Of all the young men of it, this fella was fine. And I thought I would say it to him. And he smiled. And we started having a conversation. Me asked him why the $400 worth of gas, how much gas it hold. He said, no man, that will go in, man. But you know, this is 600 full it. So I said to the attendant, full it. And me rather that I go on, me and him have a conversation. Which part him live, what kind of business him do, how much business. You know, every young person that I spoke to in Westmoreland, all of us spoke to, them either I go school, plus them I work them look at business. Or them I run 2 business and I do a little job on the side. Because here was this young fella, Daniel. Come from somewhere up in there too. I don't remember the name of the town. Place start with S. And we're having a conversation with him and tell me about all that him do. Him do local farming, him have a local shop, him do bike taxi. Feed him that bike, him babe, Mr. the bike have a name. Him say, no, Mr. you need to name the bike. Him say, yeah, me say yes, but you have more luck if you name the bike. If you name the bike Karen. Hello? You name the bike. And they said, no, don't name the bike Karen. That's a bad luck name. You need a good luck name. Name the bike Lucy or Marilyn. One of them thing there. Nice blonde woman. I said, all right. I said, choose one. Let's go. Don't tell me. Let's go and choose one. Conversations with young people. It was the most amazing thing for us. How easy it was to watch a grey-beard man like Comrade Richard Bygrave standing up in the gas station holding conversation with a 21-year-old young woman, and she stood there and listened to him and talked to him and engaged him. 21-year-old talking to an old man with grey beard. Basically, we are old fogies. And them engaging us in conversations. And uno, I talk about we, I mash up PNP, while uno now do nothing for the party, while uno not out there defend PNP, while Marx and Andrew go talk to PNP people. Uno PNP delegates, and uno PNP leadership, we can't chat to nobody. So here we are. It's bike, it's not a gunshot. It's a bike there. Having conversation with young people who hungry for conversation. Hungry. Sometimes we have to let them go because them not leaving. I swear to you. I swear to you. Sometimes we have to move on because them not move. They want conversation. They want people to talk to them and engage them. And we're not asking them about the politics and if them vote. When I ask them that, may be coming in sometime. We're not asking them that. We're asking them how them doing. How you doing? Okay? Where you going now? So you're going to school or work? Or you engage them and they want to share things with us. They shared things with us. That when night catch us in Darlistan, I was wondering how the hell we're going to get out. But thank God that Philip Paul will modernize technology in Jamaica. So we just ask Google to guide us to Newmarket. Because no matter how late it is, people down there are wait because we did call them and they want to talk to it. And we thought to ourselves that, yeah, a bush, night. You're going down there, them are gone. How could we reach them? You're rolling there. Them that are wait for you. We could even take picture of that because I'm telling you, them that are wait for you jump out of the vehicle and just whole conversation. That's all it was. Conversation. I'm not telling you some of the things that we are discussing. I'm not telling you some of the things that we discussed with them. But it was massive and it was great. And young people wanted to talk with us. Us old fogies was standing in the middle. Our second day out in Westmoreland, when we stopped that day in the gas station, we stood there and spoke to 37 people. And it's only one person who... The lady never stopped. One person that was over 30 that spoke to us. And there we were, having conversation with people who want to have a conversation with us. And uno did a jerk off. And I call people all kind of names and I go on like one in charge of the PNP and I mash up the PNP and have Mark run up and down like him lose him shadow. I will not talk to PNP people. Because uno delegates made that decision. And this is where we are now. The PNP leader send the GLP leader to talk to PNP people. The PNP people in a parish that usually is a PNP parish that the party chairman visit very regularly and abandon knows the party chairman. And this is where we are now. And now bogus poll come out. Well, the Labour had them run a poll. And I don't know what to make of that. But this is where we are now. Because this is where you're going to put us now. I'm going back out on the road. We have lots of information. Lots of information. Most of it I can't discuss now. But we're going back on the road. We're on the road again. And we're heading out again to another place. Come tomorrow morning. I went to look for some more PNP people to talk to. Ask them how them do. How them feel about things. Things like that. And they will come back I will tell them about it. And then we have more things to talk about going into the next coming weeks. So, we're going to sign off now. We're going to call it a night. I want to thank you for joining us. Thank you for participating. We're still going to talk about the whole Lisa and I think in Southeast St. Ann soon. Promise you. I'm going to talk to you about the state of the PNP now. There's no turning back now. Mark and him farewell tour. And I hope it's a good one for him. Everybody deserves a good farewell tour. So, thank you for joining me. God bless you. God bless your family. Keep the children safe. Good night.